My name is Alex Richards, and I am an aspiring pro surfer from New England. My childhood, I grew up in Rye, New Hampshire, on a beach called Genesee Beach, a little bit north of Hampton, New Hampshire. Because I was so close to the beach, I had a lot of surfing. Once I was 6, we moved down to Hawaii for a few years to start surfing some bigger waves. And then once school started, I ended up going to a private school, an all-boys private school, so we moved back to Rye, and I started surfing the smaller waves again.
I'm Steele Sullivan.
And I'm Wade Justice. And we've been best friends with Alex since we were like 5 years old. We've always been a tight-knit group. We love to surf, but like Alex was always that odd man out. He would like go to the beach. We all lived on the coast of the North Shore. He'd go to the beach at like 6 in the morning, and we would just be all in our rooms till like 12, and he'd be calling us all morning like, yo, get to the beach, let's ride some waves. But his dedication was just way bigger than ours. I think Alex's passion for surfing really goes back to his uncle. Won a bunch of tournaments. Rest in peace, Arnold. He was such a great guy. We knew him as kids. And before he passed, he actually gave Alex this surfboard, and he's been surfing with it ever since. It's his favorite board. If he goes pro, I bet you he's still going to be surfing on that board just for his uncle. I mean, I respect his passion. During our local competitions, we would even both compete. He would blow us out of the water. This kid shreds the gnar. He surfs like nobody in the North Shore. Massachusetts alone, he's easily the best surfer. World competition, I think he stands a chance.
Yeah, I mean, I think Alex entering the competition, it goes right with his lifestyle. You know, he's always been a competitor. Just his skill alone, I've been watching him for the past 10 years, and you know, he's got all the skills you need to win a competition, so I'm really liking his shot this year. When I think about Alex's career as a surfer, I think of football players, you know? The really good ones, you know, DK Metcalf, those people are born and meant to go to the league. I relate that to Alex Richards. He was born to be this surfer. But you know why I respect him so much? It's because he can balance the surf and school life. He knows that, you know, surfing's there's not a lot of money in there for your entire life. So you gotta balance it. And you know, he's smart about that, and that's why I respect him so much. No, I'm not worried at all about Alex moving to Hawaii and forgetting about us, you know. It's his life, he was built for this, you know, like it's his journey. But, you know, he's always been a day one for us. We've been surfing with him ever since we were kids. We learned to surf in the same boards, the same waves, and, you know, we're just best friends. So I think Alex, you know, wherever he is, he'll take us with us because, you know, we're his ride or die. Yo, Alex, if you're ever seeing this, bro, just remember that time, 2 weeks ago, May 14th, when you were riding down that 48-footer and you hit that 1680 into the 180 Hez snow flow. Bro, that was the coolest trick I've ever seen you do.
Don't forget about last year's competition when you hit the 360 pop shove it
Oh.
down that 18-foot wave. Slide, dude. Alex, you got this, man. Do it for Arnold. Do it for what you love.
Let's go,
See you
baby.
in Hawaii, Alex.
To the toe.
I go to school in Providence College, in Providence, Rhode Island. Balancing school and surfing is actually pretty easy. People usually think that surfers are burnouts or beach bums or don't do much, and they're completely right. Currently have a 1.5 GPA. My major right now is undecided as a senior, which is usually not the course of action people take, but apparently I can take a 5th year, and that actually will some extra time to finish a major of my choice. I was leaning towards jazz studies. Either way, all I want to do is go pro surfing, but my family is super supportive of my career choice. I think they knew that I was destined to do this and become a pro surfer that I've always wanted to be.
My name is Chip Schroeder. I am Alex's surfing coach. I've been working with him maybe about 10 to 15 years now, and there's been incredible progress. I remember when he was just in the little wave pool at Funtown Splash Town, kind of just body surfing with his friends, and I really saw the potential in him. So we kind of progressed from the wave pool to the boogie board to now the surfboard, and you've seen the film. He's one of the top talents in the world. Alex's daily workout routine consists of 4 a.m. workouts where I wake him up out of bed with a big pile of seaweed and salt water just to kind of acclimate him right from the start. I then bring him down to the basement and we do a series of surfer-based exercises, kind of strengthening his delt, his lats, really the muscles needed to swim out into the rough currents where we will be competing around the world. The way I work the elements into his workouts is depending on the season and depending on where we're surfing. I will kind of schedule ahead what the climate will be like and then try to acclimate him 3 to 4 months prior to his competition. There have been some competitions in the eastern part of South Africa where it sometimes gets cold. So we'll have a snowball fight every once in a while just to kind of get him used to that kind of cold current. But it really just takes more of a mental preparation for that. His body's designed to take on any type of water temperature, any type of riptide. So it's more of an Alex kind of adjustment, if you ask me. Do I believe Alex can win the World Surfing Competition in Hawaii? I think he does. I think he can. I think he has the potential to win. It's really up to him. He has all the assets needed to win. I've given him all of my advice, guidance, and it's really up to his determination, his courage, his grit, see if he can really swim through the tides and eliminate the competition. Alex, we've been working together for a while. I've seen you put in blood, sweat, salty sweat, salt water, and tears into all of this, and I know you can do it. Put your mind, your heart, and your fin into everything you got.
My trainer, Charles Schroeder, or Chip Schroeder for short, he usually takes pretty good care of me. He comes to my house every morning. Then we do our usual workouts, some surfing related, some just to, look nice on the beach. After the workouts, I usually won't shower. I'll come upstairs, I'll make a nice avocado toast breakfast with some coffee. I'll pack usually 2 to 3 lips depending on the morning, and then hop in the shower because then you can just spit down the drain, which makes it a lot easier. Take a ride over to Newport, get on some waves. So the waves in New England are marginally much smaller than the ones in Hawaii. Much choppier too. As you could just say, they're not good waves, the ones from New England. I mean, you make do. You get a long board and you ride that and you dance around on it a little bit. That's where you get the points on the dancing on the long boards. Hawaii is more of a short board territory, but I feel like at home it kind of helped me practice on the long board, carving and cutting down the waves. And yeah, it was pretty sweet. So past competitions in the New England area is usually between me and one other person because there's not many people who do surf up here. So most of the time that person is not as good as me, as they say. In the surfing world, not as good for someone who just can't surf as well. Being the best surfer in New England has a lot of stress that comes along with it. It's not always as stoked as it would seem, not always as psyched. But with being the best surfer, it does mean that I pretty much win every competition I go against. I know that not many people surf in New England, so the competition isn't as thick as it may be in Hawaii, where I used to be from. But even then when I was surfing, I was like 7, so those kids mostly weren't surfing as well as I was. But in New England, I'm the best there is, and I do have one rival. He's always there. He's always on my tail. His name is Michael Shaw, and he's one of the best surfers that I've ever seen in New England, other than me, of course. I really think he has what it takes, but I think I've beaten him pretty much every time, except for one time where me and him were on the same wave, and thinking he was going to be cordial and thinking he was going to be a party wave. We both went on it together, riding the same wave, both riding toe side, down the barrel. We're both actually in it together, and then Shaw pulled back with his heel side, went right into me, knocked me off, finished the wave, and actually won that race, so I never forgot that. I would say I'm passionate about surfing because one time when I was 5, I went out in the water on a paddleboard and I lied on my back and the tide took me about 2 miles downshore and I actually fell asleep on the board and I woke up in a different town. And so the waves brought me in and the waves brought me into the beach and everyone was like, oh, who's this little kid that actually showed up on our beach? I was like, it's me. And so when I showed up on the beach, I realized that the waves will always bring me back, so I might as well surf them. I would say the closest thing surfing compares to is being born. Every time you get in a new wave, it's like being born again. Not the religion, whom I have much respect for, but it's like being born again every time you're on a wave, because you get pushed out of the mother that is nature, and you're shot out into a world onto a rocky, sandy beach, and I mean, your life just changes. Winning the competition would mean everything to me. I mean, it would make my parents proud of me. Wade, he's always been there for me. He would be so psyched. I know Chip Schroeder, my trainer, has put so much time and effort into our training, so I know that he'd be stoked if I won. But really, it's really for the love of the sport. If I lost, I mean, it would definitely be a blow, but I mean, it's all for the love of the sport. I would definitely have my academic career to fall back on. I'm going to graduate, and with that 5th year, I should be able to choose a major, which would be great, but I will always love surfing, even if I lose. So there's actually a saying, my friend Wade, Party on Wade, always says to me, he says, "From the ocean we were born, to the ocean we shall return." And I took that to heart.